Hey guys, it's Carrie Ann, and this week's book pick is the picture book, Old Hat. The main character in this story, Harbet, opens off wearing a knitted hat that his grandmother made him. It's one of his favorites, and he goes out all proud with this hat, only to encounter other people who kind of scoff at the hat because it isn't cool, it isn't in style. So Herbert, of course, wants to fit in and goes away and goes out and buys the hat that the three people he encountered were wearing so he could be in style. He struts about wearing it and encounters the same three people, and they're like, oh, that was yesterday's news. That's not in style, it's a new style. And the story continues with Harbert constantly trying to stay on trend, getting to shops early, camping out in front of the store just so he can get the latest hat and fit in. I like the story for a few reasons. One, it touches on that whole idea that all people, adults and kids, wanting to fit in, wanting to be part of, the community, the group. And so of course Harbert is wearing something that kind of puts him off to the side. His hat isn't sort of cool, and he wants to be cool with all the other animals and tries to achieve that. So I think that's a reality for a lot of us. I say even that as adults, really wanting that acceptance, wanting to be part of that group. And then the whole premise of fashion and what's cool, and as a parent you probably have encountered this struggle with trying to figure out which music performer or book or character or clothing icon, whatever it may be, is like in and cool when you're trying to buy stuff for your kids. And whatever you pick out, it's not it because that was yesterday's cool fashion. So there's kind of that play. The whole idea of what is deemed cool and fashionable and in style just constantly changes, and it really is hard to try and attach yourself to that, to be in the midst of it. It's a very cute story and it's funny, especially when you look at what the three other animals think is fashionable. But Harbert doesn't think they're strange or odd. He thinks that's what's cool to wear, and he wants to wear it. I think kids will have a laugh at that part, just the what is deemed as like a really cool hat. But ultimately Harbert gets a little frustrated because no matter how hard he tries, he could just never be in that group. He comes to terms with, forget the hat. I'm just gonna be me. And then we get this big reveal of Harbert and something that is uniquely him. And then of course all the other animals that he's been trying to emulate all of a sudden want what he has, and their sort of bizarre attempts to get that. So that whole idea that sometimes it's just better to be unique, that there's probably something that's just all about you that will be appealing to everybody else, and then you don't have to constantly be changing because you are who you are. So there's a lot of aspects to this story that I really liked, that kids can relate to, that even parents can relate to, and we'll have a little bit of a laugh. As always, you can find me here on Wednesdays talking about books for kids, but I'm also here talking family travel, mom confessions, and other fun family stuff. So don't forget to subscribe so you know when the next video is published. And until next time, ciao!